Hi, I'm Ian Archer, and if you're watching this... Wait, how do I know Headmaster won't see this? You don't? Oh, well in that case, I'm Ian Archer, and I love Tower Prep.
Ian.
Look, I just don't know how I got to this school or where this place is. Or not where this place is.
I mean, there's only two answers to that question, really. You either do or you don't. I'm assuming that somewhere way far back in your brain, you remember something about this show. Whether it's the characters, the school, the red jackets that everyone always wore, or the fact that the students had fucking superpowers. Tower Prep was a show filled with action, suspense, and mystery. This show only aired for one season back in 2010, and it seems like everyone I talk to about the show either has no idea what I'm talking about or vaguely remembers it. But for me, I never forgot this show. I remember loving it as a kid. Me and my sister would sit in her room, shoving our faces with popcorn and candy, eating this show up. First off, what even is Tower Prep? Tower Prep was a live-action show that aired on Cartoon Network back in 2010. Yes, that's right, I said Cartoon Network. See, back in the day, the big CN wanted to try and branch out and do new things. Gone were the days of just Ed, and Eddie, the Powerpuff Girls, and Courage the Cowardly Dog. Nah, we had Out of Jimmy's Head, Destroy Build Destroy, Brain Rush, and Do What Would Happen. And of course, Tower Prep. Tower Prep follows our protagonist, Ian Archer, and his friends CJ Ward, Suki Sato, and the one who carried the show, Gabe Forrest.
What? What? Oh, come on. Why?
These four attended Tower Prep, an isolated boarding school where everyone has some type of supernatural ability. Now, this isn't just some type of school we have to apply and hope you get in. No. It's not that simple. They kidnap your ass. 1 minute, you're chilling on the game, and the next minute, you hear some static and your ass wakes up in Tower Prep, baby. Where no one knows how they got there or even why they're there. See, you have to be special enough in order for Tower Prep to want to kidnap you. For example, CJ has the ability of perception, which lets her read people's intentions just from their body language alone. Which sounds really dumb, but after watching the show again, I just think the way they explained it was kind of dumb. Like, she can read people like a book, meaning she can tell just by looking at you exactly what you're thinking and feeling.
Tense muscles, darting eyes, a little creeped out, kind of angry, and I'm sure your folks miss you too.
Suki has the ability of mimicry. She can perfectly imitate any sound of voice she has ever heard. It's actually pretty dope. Out of all the abilities in the group, hers is my favorite.
Give me a for instance. Give me a for instance.
Gabe, the best character ever exists, has the ability of high persuasion, which allows him to talk people into whatever he wants. Which sounds cool, and it is, when it works. Out of everyone, his ability is the only one that just doesn't work most of the time.
Because no matter how good you get at high persuasion, anybody can stop you just by doing this.
And then there's Mr. Ian Archer, the man, the myth, the legend. He has the ability of preflex, which means he can see and react to events before they even happen. So he can kind of like see into the future, which is cool, but whatever, I guess, man. Like, good for you, bro. Ian, as a character, is whatever. He's the rebel, the leader of the group, the one coming up with the plans and saving the day, the one everyone relies on. He's good at fighting, and everyone is always telling him about how special he is and blah blah blah. He's a token straight white protagonist, which honestly, nothing wrong with that, especially for a kids show back in 2010 that's sitting around trying to get the fuck up out of school, you know? Like I already said, my favorite was Gabe, the class clown. Oh Gabe, you could do no wrong. He provided the jokes and the laughs, and I think that's why he was my favorite character growing up. As a kid, I just gravitated towards Gabe. CJ was just a popular girl, and Suki was the quiet one, which is ironic seeing as her power involves speaking. Now, Tower Prep was created by a man named Paul Dini, who was the writer for shows like Tiny Toon Adventures, Batman animated series, Superman animated series, honestly just all of the DCAU stuff, he was a writer on. He even wrote for games like Arkham Asylum and City, and he even worked on a fan favorite show Lost. Like, there's so much this man has done, you should check out his work. But as you can see, he's very good at his job. He wrote the first episode of Tower Prep based off his own experience in school, where he felt quote unquote strange and alienated, which is kind of a theme that follows throughout the show. Now there's 13 episodes, each running for about 45 minutes. In each episode, the team discovers more and more of Tower Prep's true purpose, which is to cultivate unique talents to secretly guide humanity. But as the show progresses, you find out that the school's leadership has corrupted that original vision. In each episode, we get introduced to new students with unique abilities. This show's unique abilities is basically just normal, everyday stuff that anybody can do, just heightened. Like this guy, who's basically the Flash, or this girl who has some really good taste buds, and this guy who could smell really well. So what happened? I mean, the people who do remember this show always remember it fondly. They always seem to like it. Why did Cartoon Network all of a sudden just stop after season 1? Because season 1 left on a cliffhanger. Well, who better to explain than the curator himself, Paul Dini?
I guess the rest of the time I'll just talk about Tower Prep, because I keep getting a ton of questions about that. First off, I want to say I'm really grateful for all the fans who watched Tower Prep the first time around and then who kept it alive watching it on, I think it was on iTunes, or they downloaded it or they taped it or something, or whoever is keeping the flame burning on that, thanks very much. It was a great show to work on. I had a great experience working with the actors and writers and producers on the show, and it was a lot of fun, and I deeply regret that we only, got to do one season, but we did get to do one season, and we aired all our episodes, and it would have been nice to run the 5 seasons that we were planning on, but we did get one, and that sometimes is a very rare thing in TV. A lot of the fans have asked if the show is going to continue, if there's going to be a season 2 or additional episodes, and I have to say that now, no, there's not going to be. It's really kind of asking for another season of Tower Prep is like asking for another season of Gomer Pyle or Wagon Train or Bonanza or something. It's gone. It's lost to the ages of TV. The reasons for that are kind of clear and yet vague at the same time. I never really got a definitive reason from Cartoon Network as to why it was never coming back. I heard, there were various kind of answers that range from, it's a very expensive show for us to do, which I can understand. It was an expensive show for Cartoon Network to produce. I know it did not get the ratings they wanted. I know that, I think the most likely reason was that when they announced they were going into live action drama for boys, which was their mandate at the time, back in 2009, 2008, around there, that this was a place they wanted to be. They had looked at Disney and they'd looked at Nickelodeon, and they said, Disney has a girl sewed up, Nickelodeon has, the comedy shows they're doing. There's nothing really that's exciting, that's adventure filled for boys. We want to get that market because we believe there's a market for it. It turned out, instead of being, like we're here for the long haul, it was more like we're sticking our toe in. And then they instantly withdrew it. And the reason for that, I think, was more than anything, shows like Adventure Time came along. We were halfway through production on Tower Prep, and I think A Natural History had either debuted or was going to debut very soon. This was in early 2010. And Adventure Time got on the air and just slaughtered everything as far as the ratings go. They had never seen ratings like that at Cartoon Network, and it knocked them on their heels that the audience response for Adventure Time was so strong. So when A Natural History came along and then Tower Prep, it was like we were dead. Basically, we were dead. I think Regular Show and a bunch of all the other shows they did were performing very strongly, and they realized, we just can't. We're not. What are we doing in live action? So, the handwriting was on the wall then, and it's sort of like, well, we'll run these shows and then we'll bury them. And again, it kind of skewed older, and Cartoon Network said, we don't want to be there. We want young. We want goofy. We want non-linear storytelling. We want, you know, storytelling that is very much of, you know, regular show Adventure Time. This is us. This is where we are. You know, we had a lot of families watching. We had a lot of girls watching. But again, you know, that was a mark of failure to them. It's like, no, boys like action. They like goofy comedy. They like nonsense. Girls like mystery. They like secrets. And we don't want that. We're the boys action Cartoon Network.
So, did you remember Tower Prep? Before I made this video, I watched the whole season. And this show is extremely corny. It's not what I remembered exactly. I still enjoyed it though. I did find myself enjoying what I was watching, and it made me laugh a few times, and yeah, it was a good time all around. It's on iTunes for like $3. If you didn't know and you want to go back and rewatch it, it's there for you. Or you can find it online for free. Either way, do what you got to do. So yeah, did you remember Tower Prep or not? If you did, let me know what you remember about it in the comments below. My name is Herman, and thank you for watching my first ever video. This video took me years to make, only because for a long time I was too lazy and too scared to even try to make this video. I've been wanting to make a YouTube channel that I am proud of for a while now. I had previous ones, but this is my first actual real attempt of doing this the right way. And what I mean by that is just putting a lot more effort into the videos that I do and the topics that I talk about. I've had this idea for a channel for a while now, where I just post videos where I talk about shows, games, movies, anything that I enjoyed as a kid and things that I enjoy now. And I mean, that's what this channel is. This channel is my vision, or the vision of what I like to do, and that's create. I love creating videos, and I love talking about things that I love. I mean, who doesn't, right? So if you made it to the end of this video, I want to say thank you for watching. Hopefully I earned your like and I earned your subscription, and hopefully you look forward to more of my videos. I don't really know what the next video is going to be about, to be honest. I have a list of ideas. I'm just going to pick something off of there. But whatever that topic is, hopefully you enjoy that one too. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.